What's up, YouTubers? I just wanted to do a short video on last week's trading. For people who watch my channel, they may know I trade on Nadex. I also have an account in FXCM or CM. I trade currency pairs there, and then on Nadex I trade contracts mostly on the euro dollar and sometimes on the S&P 500 and on the NASDAQ, whatever it is. I forget what they call it on Nadex, but I trade the NASDAQ index, sometimes the S&P 500, and on occasion I trade the Dow. Now there's Christmas time, and when you get the rally at the end of the year, typically you get the Thanksgiving rally, you get the Christmas rally, so you can get on Nadex. On certain days of the week you have a higher percentage chance, or week, for what it's worth, of having the Dow or the NASDAQ or the S&P 500 end up higher than when it started. So those kind of trades I'm doing more of, and we'll do as it gets closer to Christmas, the infamous Santa Claus rally. That's not what I really want to talk about tonight. Tonight what I want to talk about is last week I had I lost a big chunk of my profits on my Forex currency, one on the pound Aussie pair I traded, and I finally concluded I have to change my strategy. So lesson learned, when you're trading currency pairs, you have to figure out a strategy that matches your personality, and I figured out the strategy I have doesn't fit my personality. So what I'm going to do going forward is, I may not have as big of gains, but I have a strategy where I close not all but most of my positions out, and I don't carry them over too much. Now, having said that, I still have long-term strategies, like for what they call the carry trade. Like right now, if you don't know, like interest rates in the U.S. are starting to rise, and interest rates in Japan are starting to go down, or potentially may go down. So you have the positive carry on that. I don't give legal advice or tax advice, and I'm not telling you what to do with your money. But what I am saying, from time to time, I may be jumping into that. But I've decided for my new strategy, I'm not going to carry over too many trades overnight over the week, unless it's a long-term thing. What I thought I could do is I could have a catastrophic loss or stop loss, and I decided for my emotions and how I want to do it, I'm not going to do that anymore. It didn't cost me, as far as my account, or it didn't cost me any losses for my original investment, but it took off a big chunk of my gains. So I decided my emotions don't work that way, so I'm going to change my strategy a little bit. So for you guys who are new like me, you might want to consider that. Try to find a strategy that matches your personality. I like doing long-term trades, but as I've gotten older, I don't like doing it as much. I like more short-term strategy trades, especially with government intervention, government policy nowadays. Having a long-term strategy doesn't make sense. At least for me, it doesn't make sense. Maybe for you it does. So I've decided to do that. And then on Nadex, my strategy on Nadex the last several months has been really profitable. I had a little bit of a drawdown, and now I'm kind of out of that now. And now with the the Christmas rally, the Santa Claus rally in the States, and things like that, I anticipate making some nice gains. I've had some nice gains in the euro dollar pair that I trade on Nadex every once in a while. The advantage of Nadex is you get a lot of leverage, depending on if you buy out of the money, in the money, or at the money. If you buy in the money, of course, you still get nice gains, but compared to out of the money, it's much usually, like, you can buy contracts for $10 to $30 kind of out of the money, and you win them a lot less, but what you do when you win a higher dollar rate or percentage rate. So as long as you don't pay too much for them, as long as you have a strategy, at least for me, I like that. I make money on that. I used to do in the money. I don't do that as much anymore. In the money is it can work. It's not how my emotions are and how my strategies work. So I usually do out of the money or at the money. It just depends on what I'm trading and what the win rate is and things like that. As long as you pay less for the contract than what your win rate is, over time you make money. So anyways, just wanted to put this short video on how I've kind of changed my strategy, and how I suggest, if you're a beginner like me, it may cost you a little bit of money and time to figure out what kind of strategy you want, but test out different strategies and test it out against your emotions, not like the money you make, but on your emotions. you have to have a long-term strategy that works for you and works for your emotions, so you stay in it to, get the gains. So far I've had, between my NADEX account and my FXCM account, I just earn enough that I can do okay. So my cost of living in Central America ain't that much anyways, but as I scale up my accounts and my trading size, it will work out for me. But it's taken me at least a couple months to match up the strategy I want to use with my emotions, and I always reserve the right to change it over time. But for right now, I think I'm going to try a little different strategy, and it works better for me. And I may trade a little bit larger than for my account size, and maybe I should, but I never use all my margin or anything. But certain strategies I like to be aggressive, and then other strategies I don't like to trade as aggressively. But everyone's different. You have to figure out the strategy that works for your emotions, and then your trading size, and then your account size. So just wanted to put this out there for you. Tell me what you think. Like, share, subscribe. Thanks.